What's up, boys and girls? Little quick update here. Hopefully you guys all had a good Thanksgiving. Right now we're sitting up here in Michigan, in White Pigeon, Michigan. Sitting at the dock, getting our load going over to Rhode Island. Met quite a few of you guys over there at Indy when I stopped in. It was great meeting all of you. Shared a couple good stories with some of you guys, so that's good. For all you guys that's coming to Eagle, I wish you guys the best of luck. Hopefully, all goes good. Hopefully you can make money. Let's see here. What else happened? So far I'm still doing pretty good. This week, last week's paid got messed up. I didn't get a paycheck because I only had one load on it. Only because I didn't make the cutoff time, because they moved the cutoff for Thanksgiving. This week here should be a decent paycheck. I know I haven't shared my pay stubs yet via YouTube. Those over there that were in orientation at Eagle, I didn't have a problem showing you guys, as you saw. You saw the numbers that I was making. Granted, there was a couple of times that I went negative, But usually, the only time I went negative was because I had a payroll issue. 2 weeks in a row, I technically didn't get paid according to my pay stub, but I advanced the money that they technically owed me. There was another one, they took my maintenance money out of my pay instead of out of my maintenance account, which that was a slow week too, so it kind of dropped me into the negative. I think I was only negative like 50, 60 bucks that paycheck. And then the next paycheck after that, I got paid a whopping 15 bucks. And that was because they reimbursed me and I took some advances and shit like that. This week I know I'm going to have a couple of advances out because I took some money for Thanksgiving to spend with family. Other than that, some of the guys' comments on here, about me looking at the camera. I'm sorry, I don't look at the camera. I try not to. I'll glance, but I don't stare directly at the camera. I can't stand looking at myself. So that's why I don't look at the camera. A couple of you were saying that I'm not happy over here at Eagle by my body language or whatever. Every company has its flaws. Granted, I have thought about leaving. It's still in my mind. Like I said, even if you go back, I think I put it in the videos. If not, I know I told my wife and that. This was my main goal. Come over to Eagle, get my truck, 90 days later, go to Mercer. I've already done past my 90 days. Unless I was doing pretty good over here. I've been doing pretty good over here. So, granted, it's up and down. I should be making more money than what I am. I will say that. But I'm not the type of person that just ups and leaves a company just because. I'm going to give them a shot. They're a newer company that's trying to start out. So you're going to get the bad freight. Or not really the bad freight, but you're not going to get the best of freight, It all depends on loads, I've been taking quite a few shipper loads lately. This one here is a broker load. My last one was a broker load. Hell, my one going to Rhode Island, that's setting up next week perfectly. This is the way I like to do it. Granted, it doesn't always happen, but it's good. Tonight at midnight's our cutoff. So, with me taking this load today on Tuesday, I'll deliver this load on Thursday. It's paying me $1,500. That's after Eagle's 25%. It was paying $2,000, Eagle's pay. It's only going 840 miles, 850 miles, something like that. I'm not going to be taking the toll road, so I'm going to be adding a little bit more miles on there, but still, it's still paying me like $1.70 a mile to me after Eagle's cut. So with this load here, that pays for my fuel. I have enough fuel. No, I won't get it there all the way. because I got half a tank. So I won't make it there on... Well, I could make it there. It's hard to say. But I'm not going to push it. I'm going to get fuel somewhere in between here and there. I got to find out where the cheapest place is, and we're going to top it off. Especially because it's a heavy load. I don't want to just get stranded somewhere. But this load, you know, for $1,500, my fixed expenses are $1,100. Okay? Now, granted, with the maintenance in there, it could go up and down a little bit, but at $1,100, that's basing it off of a 2,500 mile week. Okay? Like I was telling one guy over there at orientation, I don't try to run hard. I don't try to get 4,000 miles, 3,000 miles in a week. I average 25, 23, 26, you know, bounce around. I try to go for the money per mile rates. That way I'm not putting as many miles on the truck. I mean, hell, I've got... What do we got on this thing now? Move that little tab. We got 34,040 miles on this truck. Okay?
You have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
Damn electronic logs. I hate them damn things. But, 34,000 miles. Okay, we picked this truck up with 230 miles. And we're going on... What? Coming up on 4 months. Or did I just hit my 4 month? August, September, November. Shit, yeah, we just hit just past my 4 month period. So, 4 months and 34,000 miles. That ain't shit. That's actually averaging under 2,500 miles a week. But yet I'm still doing alright. I'm still above being negative. I'm not struggling. I mean, well, the last couple weeks I've been struggling. I will say that. Last couple weeks I've been struggling. Got some bad loads, shit like that. But I'm not out there putting 1,000,000 miles on this truck just for the same pay that I'd be getting now, you know. I set my cruise. I cruise slow. I get good loads. I don't mind sitting. I really don't. I don't mind sitting as long as I'm finding another load that's going to pay me better than that first load did. You know, there's a lot of guys. I haven't really figured it out to see which way might actually work better. I mean, my way's working for me. Okay, it might not work for you. It might not work for John Doe over here down the road. You know, it might not do it. But for me, the way I do it works for me. Granted, of course, I go home quite a bit. We already know that. You know, I'll go home quite a bit. But, with some people say, okay, I don't try to base it off of, you know, I want $1.50 a mile, no matter what, you know, whatever the case may be. And they don't try to get that top dollar pay or top rate per mile pay. They go, okay, man, I should have blew it back in. They go off of their week. They say, okay, hey, I need to make $5,000 this week. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So they might take a load that's paying, you know, $2,000 going 2,000 miles. And it's $1 a mile, but that $2,000 is still there. Then they might take another, you know, load that's another $2,500 or so, you know, to make a little bit more. But for $5,000, they might be running close to, say, 4,500 miles, 4,000 miles. I hope not, but, you know, they could. So, I mean, I don't know if I should look at it that way. I might have to go back and see what I was making every week and base it off of that and see. I might try that for a week, actually. Not worry about this load or the next load or the next load paying, you know, up here. I might just say, okay, well, if I got this load, like for this next load, it pays me $1,500. The next load after that will pay me, you know, $1,200 or whatever. Because it'll get me through the weekend, you know, and so on and so on and so on to get me to that, you know, 5,000 mark. I'll have to find out. I'll have to see. Now, granted, I'm going into a bad area. So I got to broker out me a load because customer freight's not there. Not necessarily bad, But dealing with brokers coming out of the Northeast like that, the rates ain't that great. They're like $1.20 a mile. But like when I was sitting there talking with my dispatcher, we're trying to, he said a good goal to get to would be going over to like Pittsburgh area, something like that. So that way, just a one-day run, so I'm over there on Friday, picking up something else on Friday to shoot me out for the weekend. Or something going over to Ohio that delivers on Saturday that I can also pick up on Saturday. Because we have, I guess, customer freight over there that picks up on Saturday. So, it's going to be a hit and a miss. We got to find out. I'm going to be jumping on the load boards in the morning and find out. I should be doing it now, but they should be almost done loading me, so we're going to hit the road. Because this clock is already running. And I already got yelled at one time for my logs. But, so, other than that, you know, everything is pretty good over here so far. For those of you that said I wouldn't make it past 90 days, well, I've already been there, done that. You know, that's 30 days ago, you know. So, I mean, can you make money in Eagle? Yes. Can you go belly up at Eagle? Yes. I just found out some news, too, and I don't know if this is why so many people were in the negative before. We lost our broker, TQL, which kind of sucks because I pulled a lot of loads for them. But come to find out, say if you booked a load for $1,200, you know, you could request 50% of that up front. So they'll cut you a contract for $600. So now when Eagle gets paid, they're only getting paid $600. Well, if you filled up twice for that $1,200 trip, or even once, you know, at a $600 fill up, you know, there goes all your money. Granted, you have money in your pocket, but you don't have money going to the company that's going to pay your truck payment, going to pay your fuel, and all that. And then people sit there and wonder, well, hell, I haven't received a paycheck for 5 weeks. That could possibly be why, because you're pulling out you're advancing the money out of the load. Now, if I would have known that I could do that, would I have done it? Possibly. But not on every load. Definitely not on every load, because the money's got to be there to make the bills, you know. It's got to be there to pay the fuel, pay all the other shit. But I don't take a lot of advances from the company, but if I would have known that I could advance the money from the broker like that, you would never need to advance money from the company, and get charged that $7.50 charge, you know, which that's kind of sucks. So any of you guys that watch my videos that's coming over to Eagle, if for any reason whatsoever you have to take advance, okay, make sure you take an advance big enough that's going to last you all week, because if you call up night dispatch, they'll give you $25. Well, for that $25, they're going to charge you $7.50. And then the next day you might take another $25 advance. It's like I just asked my dispatcher for $100 just to float me through this week. You know, I'm already making the money on these loads, so it's not a big deal. So I'm paying $7.50 to get $100 early. Not too bad. But he goes, can I give it to you in two $50 payments? I said, nope. One payment, $100. No, $25 here, $45 here, $60 here. No. No. One big check, one fee coming out. If you keep getting $25, that's what? $7.50, that's $15, that's $30. So out of $100, if you got $25 advances for 4 times, you technically only got $70. Because you're paying back $30. Makes no sense. It's a business, guys. You gotta think about you gotta think about it that way. But this video is getting kind of long. We're gonna go ahead and post it up. I'm not gonna edit it up or anything. We're just gonna post it as a midweek update, you know. So right now we're headed over to Rhode Island. I think they're done. So if any of you guys are along that way, I'm going to be running... I'm running across 20 down to... Where the hell am I going? Into Ohio somewhere, running 76 to... What the hell is it? Let me look. Let me just pull up the United States map and make it easier. Let's see, we're going to be running across 20. Going through Toledo, coming down, going over towards Akron area. Something like that. Yeah. Because we're going to jump on, I believe, a 71-76 combo. We're going to run that up to 80, run all the way across 80. Run up 81 to 84, and run 84 all the way into Rhode Island. That way I shouldn't have any tolls if I planned it out right. It's got a lot of back roads. It's gonna kill me on my fuel because of all the little towns that I'm going to have to speed up and slow down. But it's better than paying $100 and some odd in fucking tolls that I don't get back. Granted, it's a tax write-off, but I'm making too good money on this load. I don't want to pay the tolls. That means that money's gone. So, and I got plenty of time. You know, I got plenty of time on this load. So, back roads, here we come. Until our... I just moved the camera by hitting the damn steering wheel. We're sitting on the mount for my Rand McNally, by the way. Because, if you look, there's no more Rand McNally there. I had to borrow my father's 7-inch. Because mine is getting shipped out to get fixed yet again. But what I found out, though, we'll make this real quick. When I sent out my navigation the last time, they thought they fixed it and sent me my same one back. I thought they replaced it with a refurbished one or whatever. Come to find out, no. They thought they fixed the problem, mailed it back out to me. So it's the reason, you know, a couple months later, I'm having the same issue again. My battery won't stay charged. It could be on the charger, whether it be on that little mounting, this thing here. Okay, granted, I put the tape over just to block that off, but, you know, you got your pins here. Well, as you can tell, I'm not left-handed. But you got your pins right here for your battery. Because this little thing back here holds a charge as well, because it's part of the GPS part of it. But when that's plugged in, that can throw some stuff off. So I unplugged that and plugged it directly into the tablet and then taped that off. So that way that thing's not getting any kind of charge whatsoever. And my battery, while it's being plugged in, will still drain all day long. It'll last most of the day, but not all day. So I called them back up. They said, yep, we'll go ahead and, as soon as we receive yours, we'll turn around and mail you out a new one. Good deal. Good deal. Rand McNally's good on that. You know, if you got any problems, they'll fix it, whatever. But it's just the hassle of not having one while you're sending it out. I'm just glad my father has one that I can borrow. You know, that way I'm not dealing with this all the time. Yes, I do own a map book. I do not rely on my GPS. But I do look at my GPS as a idea. I still go over my routes just like I did back in the day. You know, my GPS is just to keep me on the main highways. You know what I mean? Get me from point A to point B. And then the only time I really use the GPS is more so to physically find the direct address that I'm at. But then, of course, then you got to use common sense. But we all know that. But this video is too long. So, until Friday or Saturday, something like that, we'll give you an update of the week. I might do my payroll. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm not going to be like some of these guys that wait for they get that really good check, and then they post their payroll on YouTube. I won't mention any names of who's done that. But, you know, I'm not that type. So even if I get a bad week, I'll show you a bad week. I could care less. Because it's money. It's part of the business. You're gonna have a good check, you're gonna have a bad check. You're gonna have a good check, you're gonna have a bad check. Hopefully you have more good checks than bad checks, but you know, it goes back and forth. So, until Friday, guys, drive safe. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Keep that shiny side up. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, you know, all that good jazz. So, we'll see you Friday. Drive safe.